Technology's not there yet.
And we're live.
7 o'clock, we're going to start the town board meeting. Bob, if you will do a roll call, please.
Absolutely. Present is Christina Lynn. Physically present is Jeremy Fisher. Physically present is Jerry Nelson. Physically present is Neil Beaver. Physically present is Robert M. Ferguson Jr. Present is Peggy Myers, Tony Janeway, Damon Prater, Steve Hicks, and 7 citizens.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
Need to the approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
I approve minutes for last meeting.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Okay, open issues, ordinance 2, 2025, issuance of liquor retail permit, first reading.
So I guess my first question is, are there any current violations from the gas station?
Still issues with the county, my understanding.
Would you repeat that, Steve?
My understanding is there's still open issues, violations that they're involved with the county planning commission.
I don't know one way or another. The attorney for the business indicated to me that there were not, but I don't personally know one way or the other.
And are we, is the business allowed to comment on?
Please, yes.
We have took care of all the violations that were, and we have addressed all of them with the county.
Okay, I would like the board to,
Do you know what they wanted you to do and what you did?
So there was some complaints that the lighting was too much, to take care of that, we don't turn any of the lights on.
And all the lighting was on tonight.
No, it's not all the things,
All your lighting was turned on tonight.
they're all off, you can,
All the lighting was turned on tonight. I took photographs and sent it to the planning commission. So I'm not gonna lie. Every light that you had down there was turned on.
did you come over?
But you're saying you have addressed the issues that they had brought.
turn those lights on, if they were on, they might have been an accident, but we don't turn those lights on. If you go past there every night, you can see they have not been turned on in months now.
And were there any other issues other than the lighting that?
That was the major issue that they brought up and we took care of it. There's another parking issue and we have addressed that. They want to see the parking and we have submitted the plans to the county. And yeah. So everything the county asked for, we have complied with it.
So Christine, do we need to follow up to ensure that violation coming out here? All right.
Though that doesn't really have anything to do with this ordinance. If that's something you want to know, then yes. But from a legal standpoint,
Okay.
one doesn't have to do with the other.
Got it.
But if that's something the board wants to know before doing anything, then
And
yes, we can follow up on
is
that.
willing to work with the town and the county.
Mhm.
And everything he has brought up, we addressed it, and moving forward, we make sure that those are taken care of. Lighting was the biggest issue we got complaints on, and we make sure that they will not be turned on.
Thank you.
Just as a suggestion, if the board has some concern, You could, approve the first reading, set the second reading for next month, and check in the meantime if you wanted to. That's just an option. If that's not an issue for you, you could waive the first reading and approve the second reading and enact the ordinance if you want to. Or you could do neither and take no action at this point if you want to. I think those are your three options.
Can I ask the board a question about this?
Yeah.
When there was a meeting here a while back, and I think probably 98% of the people was here said they did not want this permit to be issued or this ordinance.
Mhm.
And you all said that if that's what people wanted, then they would follow through with that. So what has changed now that you guys are willing to vote this in?
Well, they had 116 unique addresses that voted, or that were saying they were in favor of it.
All inside the town.
They had the addresses, I looked at the names, and that was within a 5-mile radius.
You know, a liquor store in a small town like this will not bring anything but maybe a small amount of sales tax, which is what Jerry said we're going to do. All it's going to do is increase enforcement you have to have me do. There's no positives for having this liquor store. They have a 2-way license, just like Dollar General. But I see no positive for the town of Roann to have a 3-way liquor store. I'm just, as a town marshal, I'm just saying that.
Well, and I talked to La Fountain as well when they had their liquor store put in, and they said they haven't had any increase in any crime activity since then. So that was just talking to another small town about a similar issue.
Town marshal, I know that they have a lot of issues down there, but
Yep.
I'm just saying as a town marshal, I'm officially saying I'm against this. If you guys put it in effect, then I'm gonna want that PBT ordered before they get that in there, so I can have a PBT in my truck, because I'm not gonna call the county out here if I get people intoxicated. And that's gonna be about $1,000. And I'm just saying that I'm against this as a town marshal, because I have to be that way as a police officer for the town.
Yep.
You know, you guys make your decision, you're the three that does it.
Well, and I
When he
think,
says that he has all the issues cleared up the county, ADA issue, I don't think it's cleared up down there, parking issues not cleared up there, there's a lot of issues that's not cleared. But you three make the decisions, but as your town marshal, I'm against it. And I want to make that on the record, it will be in the minutes, that the town marshal's against it. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but it needed to be said. So. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.
well, basically, I would like to see that if there are issues, that they are cleared up. So I would make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 2025-2.
I'll make the second. All in favor?
Aye.
So we'll do a second reading.
And what, can you tell us what the ordinance says or does? Just in general.
Yeah, the ordinance, so for a town this size, there cannot be a 3-way liquor license, so beer, wine, and liquor. There cannot be a 3-way license unless there's an enabling ordinance because of the size of the town. The enabling ordinance just says, we as a town authorize this to happen, for someone to have a 3-way liquor license. The town has no control over who gets that liquor license, where it's located, how many of them there are, hours of operation. That's all controlled by the Alcohol and Tobacco Commission, not the town. So the ordinance is very general. And it just says, as far as we're concerned, someone can have a 3-way license as long as they comply with, all the other laws and all of the other controls. Again, it's not saying that this business can have a 3-way liquor license in particular, because it cannot. They don't control who gets one or any of the specifics. And it has to remain in effect, I can't remember, I don't have it right in front of me, but it's for 2 or 2.5 years.
2 years. I think.
They can't revoke it for that period of time. They can't revoke it for any specific purpose. It's just very general and vague, if that.
And is there a limit on how many 3-ways then?
Not from this, the Alcohol and Tobacco Commission would control that.
So this could open the door to more than one.
In theory, but based upon our size, I doubt that.
Is there any chance that the town could vote on whether they want this ordinance instead of just having you three gentlemen decide for us? Because I know you've got those signatures where 168 people went into their store and they said, here, you want this, don't you? And they signed up for it. Not knowing necessarily what they signed up for, but as a town, can we vote in as a town? Do we have that right, or do we just have to take what you three gentlemen give us?
I mean, the citizens of the town don't have any authority to vote on any issue before the board. They are your representatives and they make those decisions.
So three appointed individuals have control over.
Not appointed,
Elected.
elected,
Elected.
not
Was there an
appointed.
election?
There is,
There is, come next November, right?
Okay, my understanding is nobody ever ran for board, so they just kind of got there.
It depends on how it falls.
Yeah,
Depends on who
Yeah,
had
it's
it.
when the
nobody wants to
vacancies
check.
come.
Exactly.
But there was just an election and no one ran against them.
Yeah.
So then automatically they were elected into that position. So yeah, it's still an elected position.
So those three votes control what goes on in the town.
yes.
Okay, so what should we do that?
That was
Use,
first reading.
First reading?
yeah, you said first reading.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I don't think you voted, right?
Yes.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry,
we did.
I got distracted.
Okay, so we're ready to do the second reading the
Next month.
next month,
December.
December. Next thing is railroad property.
So I got service on the railroad again and filed the petition for issuance of a tax deed. And I did that on, sorry, I was just checking the date. That was all filed on October 17th. Anyone has a chance to object to that. Nobody would except the railroad, but they have 30 days. And so that 30 days will be up in a week. And I've already submitted the proposed order, so the court has the order, so I imagine by the time we meet next time, we'll have the order and hopefully even the tax deed. But it's all progressing
Good.
right along.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Will they get a hold of me or will they do it? Okay, perfect.
No, it'll be an order I get from the court. The order will also go to the auditor.
Okay.
To issue the deed, but I'll prepare the deed for them to.
Perfect. Thank you.
So there shouldn't be anything that you have to do.
I've got a question about that.
Yes,
At
sir.
the last meeting, you guys were talking about not having a survey. How do we know where the property is? Or are we concerned about that?
I think the question was asked, is there a survey that has to take place? And Christina, I think you said,
There doesn't have to be a survey. You can do one.
Well, I know back there in the woods, as far as Beacon shows, there's a lot of different small pieces of property back there that I think his name Randy James bought most of it up. But I also know that there's other pieces of property that with our roads and unimproved streets and whatever else, I don't know where the property is. So next year when we get to mow it, I don't know what I'm mowing.
mostly gravel.
Motor gravel.
Just get all blades.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess when we get the deed, it'll say 100 foot or 500 foot by whatever.
We'll have the legal description, but to really know for sure, a surveyor could,
I mean, how much does the survey cost? I don't know what that costs.
they're getting more and more expensive. Probably close to $1,000,
Awesome.
1,000 to 1,200.
I guess we'll cross the bridge when we get there, but
Yeah. And we don't know where the other property lies either yet, so,
oh, I know.
so,
Like I said, I've looked at the beacon many a time and what I've been told and what other people are saying and where it's at. The guy that's mowing it now, he's mowing everything, but I assume that once we take over the property, then we get to mow it, and I don't know where to mow. So,
yeah, we'll cross that bridge later.
but
That's, thank you, sir. Park.
Everything is moving along quite nicely. I presume everybody's gone by and seen the work that's being done up there. We're just planning on chugging right along. We've ordered all of our playground equipment. We've ordered picnic tables. So we're moving right along. Once Jason Randall is done and turns the park back over to us, then we'll work on getting the playground equipment installed. I anticipate that's going to be spring,
Yes,
so, in the meantime, work continues. We did have a small fundraiser last Saturday night. We had a soup supper. I think it was well attended, considering it was the first time we had done it. We raised right at $1,000.
someone matched it and made it 1,000.
Okay. So, and will continue fundraising, but not until after the holidays are over. And we get past the first of the year. Agree. Yeah, maybe before spring, but
But they've had great weather to work down there.
Yeah.
That's been a
Until
plus.
today.
And they were down there working today.
They
I
were.
thought so. It depends on what time I come home as to how much I can see,
Yeah.
because it gets dark before I come home. But it's going well.
Okay, you're next on the pole track.
So this is just a summary of my notes. I didn't know if Bob wanted one. This is just a summary of my notes. I think, if I remember right, and this has been going on for a while, the issue had become who's responsible for what at the pole track? What do we need to do at the pole track, if anything? And how do we go about that? So essentially, the town owns the track, and really just the track, right, Tony? Yeah, the track. We provide the water and sewage for the restrooms and provide electricity, which my understanding is reimbursed by the Lions Club at some times. No,
Not in 14 years.
have we paid it or have we been reimbursed?
We've always paid everything.
Okay, so we don't get reimbursed.
We never have been, unless it happened before 14 years, but
the
no.
Lions Club pays electricity.
We're talking about,
Meter in and out.
we're talking about down at the pole track.
The Lions
Is
Club-
there another meter down there besides the one? Okay, so they have another meter down there, so they
Okay.
take care of that.
That's a separate meeting.
This is good. So I talked to the pullers. From their perspective, they own the blocks. They own the big bleachers. They own the 10 by 12 barn. They own the lights on the poles, the concrete barrels, and the roller packer that's used to, prepare the track. They prepare the track, they provide workers for events, they take care of the trash for events, and arrange vendors for events. They have a key to the restroom and say they take care of the restroom for events, their events. They have insurance just for their events. They don't want anyone else doing events on the track. They don't want anyone else on the track because of all the time and work that they put into it, and apparently how easily it could be to damage the track. I talked with Lions Club representatives. My note said they purchased the blocks, and I haven't gone back and talked to anyone after talking to the other people. They maintain the 3 smaller bleachers. They built and maintain the restrooms. They have general liability insurance for everything down there, is how I took it. And my understanding has always been, and my notes were a little bit unclear on this, that they would like more activities at the pole field, especially like at 4th of July to bring people into town. They want to make sure there's activities during festival and maybe at other times to bring people into town. That's what I know so far, and that's the information for you to digest and determine what, if anything, you want to do.
I think one of the biggest concerns was the liability of who would be responsible, and if they are to present to the town a policy showing that they have that coverage. I don't know if they've ever done that, have they?
No, I don't know that they ever have. According to the pullers, they say they have insurance for their events. Lions Club has more general insurance, but I'm sure it doesn't cover the pullers' events.
Yeah, because that's what we got into, that I got really
Yeah.
confused. If the risk factor Lions Club changed some of their policies, so that's why they ended up having to get their own insurance.
Yeah, because before they did not.
Right. And we did not realize they was not covered, so
Mhm.
thank goodness something happened.
Mhm. So I think this is food for thought. You guys think about it and decide if you want me to do something else. Because I think at one point we were talking about drawing up a use agreement or an agreement of understanding as to who needed to do what and what needed to happen. But that's up to y'all.
Okay, thanks, Christine. Good food for thought, thank you. Tony, new generator.
Still ain't got any more quotes, but I reached out to 3 other companies today. I got a guy coming Thursday. Hopefully I can get some more quotes and get some numbers for you guys.
Okay, telehandler.
I did get a quote from a guy today on one telehandler. I've been all over the internet, and there's thousands of them for sale. The one guy that I reached out to today will supply the telehandler, all the attachments that I was wanting for it, and basically he quoted $45,000.
Really?
I've got another guy that's working on giving me a quote and stuff. We went and looked at one today, and basically the biggest concern is, can I get in and out of them? And I was able to get in them. So,
You know, like Fred Flintstone driving this thing around.
Yeah.
but I mean, they do have cabs on them and whatever else and stuff. And I've reached out to 3 or 4 different companies and stuff, but I do have a couple of sales reps working on getting me some quotes and whatever else, so we'll see what happens.
And they'll do everything you want, right?
As far as I can tell right now, it's gonna do everything we needed to do.
And these are like used ones, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I've got one sales rep that's looking into a new one with the municipality discount, whatever else, compared to used ones and stuff.
Okay.
I already know that. He said he was gonna look and see what the municipality discount was, but a new one is like $100,000. So, but the ones that we've been looking at and stuff, they're 2,000 hours or less. The one quote that I got today, the guy, it's a rental place out of Fort Wayne, McAllister, that has them and stuff, and they rent them out, so the hours change on them every time they rent them, obviously, and stuff, but they're less than 1,000 hours, is what I'm seeing right now. So, I don't think a unit with 2,000 hours, I mean, our tractor that we have only has 800 hours on it, and it's 30 years old, so if we do get something with 2,000 hours, in 30 years, we're gonna put another 1,000 hours on it, so it ain't gonna be worn out then. So,
What's the
we're
size
still
of
trying to
it?
get numbers and stuff, but I guess my question to you or Bob or whoever is if this don't happen this year, if it rolls into the new year, can we still do this or do we have to wait?
May I?
Yes.
Okay. The 45,000 with everything, how many hours was on that one that was 45?
That's
You
kind of
remember?
Up in the air. The ad that I found when I contacted this guy said 647. But like I said, he's in McAllister. It's a Herc tool rental, so it's out of McAllister up in Fort Wayne and stuff, but they're all over the country.
Okay.
And the one that he's got, there's several of them, I guess. So he just advertised a general idea of what it looks like and stuff.
Was that also one that, I'm sorry, was that also one that you had checked to see if you fit in? I'm
Yes.
just asking. Okay,
It's a Genie brand,
okay,
and we went and looked at a JCB today, which is up in Claypool area. So that guy's still working. I'm trying to give you some numbers for basically, we're looking for a regular scoop bucket, a grapple bucket to be able to do brush and clean up the brush pile that we got down there, a set of forks, a man basket to be able to go up in safely and trim trees and what have you. And it's a grapple bucket. It's a grapple rock bucket type thing. It's got bars on the bottom of it, so we can try to get rid of some of the brush pile that's built up with dirt, whatever else. We were talking about a snow pusher and stuff, but those are basically a very big box for cleaning out here on Chippewa. I think it would be faster than the blades on the truck, but that's something we can always do at a later date. It don't have to be now, it don't have to be next year as far as that goes. So what we're trying to do is get the telehandlers, some of the telehandlers have a quick attach plate on the front, like a skid loader, where you can do multiple pieces, add to it. And that was the other thing that they quoted today. It was $3,000 for that, but total was around 45,000 for everything. To be able to make a telehandler where you can put skid loader parts on the front of it to do whatever we want to do. So
was there sorry,
No, I don't think you answered this question about if it goes into the next year.
well, I got some other questions.
Okay,
Was there a delivery fee on that also?
that, the way I understood it, this was everything, because we talked about that and stuff. He understood the municipality, that telehandler that he actually quoted, like I said, he works out of Fort Wayne office. The one that he quoted is in Lafayette. But the way I understand it, that was everything brought to us. So, like I said, that's the first one. I don't want to jump at the first one. I want to get some more quotes and stuff like we always try to do. And I'm going to wait and see, but my question is, if we don't get it done this year,
Okay, if we don't get it done this year, then I'm just gonna have to go into next year's budget. All right? If we do it this year, I can use this year's budget. And I do want to say that the one for 45,000, I'm going to have to rebuild my back money that I set back for things like this tractor, like a generator, and I'm going to have to rebuild that 45,000 back again before we can purchase a generator. My question would be to Tony and of course the council, and I guess a statement. If we went with 45,000, I would say, yes, we can do that right now. But I am going to have some additional time to get the money set back for a generator. So now I just need to know if that is something that you're willing to do. If that's something you're willing to do and that you can do, I have no problem with that. I've got the money right now for $45,000 to get the telehandler.
so what do you say in time? You say 2 years?
Oh, no. I can get it back in probably about this time next year.
Well, my thought on the generator is whoever we decide to go with and stuff, there's probably a lead time to get one from the factory, and like they have them sitting on the shelf.
So it's gonna take some time to get one in anyways and stuff and get on their schedule. But I can't tell you if they quote it, and you guys agree on it, that it's gonna be, I assume it's gonna be spring or summer before it comes in, but if you're telling me that we can't afford it until December of next year, then we'll just have to see what they say about it, when they can do it, or whatever, I mean.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, it could be up to December before I can get that money back again.
My only fear with any of it is if the generator goes down.
Right.
We're on borrowed time with the generator. If the generator goes down tomorrow and we can't afford to replace one, we're renting one. Because it's a state mandated thing that you have to have a generator.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, if that's the issue or whatever, then if it, like I said, I can't promise you, I mean, I don't have a problem waiting as long as the generator's running.
Right.
But if it goes down tomorrow, then we might as well wait on the telehandler.
You said like the person's coming Thursday about the generator?
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have some more information about that then, and
I've talked to a dozen people about it and
Yeah.
stuff. I can't get nobody to give me numbers. So this guy, I reached out to Akron and Wabash. North Manchester never got back with me, but Akron said that they use, I forget the name of the company, they're out of Culver. Tri-Oaks Electric. And they're going to be coming Thursday to talk to me about it and stuff. Whether or not they give me a quote, I don't know, but they're gonna show up. And there's a place in Manchester too that I reached out to, like voicemail and stuff, but I haven't got no response back from them, so I may have a couple quotes for you next time, but
And see, I don't even know what a generator is going to cost. I don't know if it's 20,000 or 70,000.
the quote that the only quote, the two quotes that I got and stuff, you're looking at 150.
See, if we're looking at 150,000, then that's just everything.
The only reason I started again looking at the telehandler is you said we had some money, so I was looking again, but if you're.
We do.
We need to hold off, because I would just soon have a new generator sitting down there than I would a telehandler.
It's a deal.
Yeah.
You know where we stand.
Well, maybe you get a good quote Thursday. In dollars and
We'll
cents.
see what happens
We'll
with
see
it.
what we can do.
I'd love to be able
Keep us
to
posted.
buy both.
Okay?
Yep.
Thanks, Tony. Tony, you're next on the new business. Not good.
Nothing.
thank you.
Steve,
Did you guys happen to look at the intersection down here? Because I talked to you about,
not really.
Well, and have you looked at how much a mirror costs?
They were
I
expensive.
can get you a 32-inch outdoor heavy duty stainless steel mirror, which is what they recommend. The price is $562.86 and about 32 hours for the U-bolts and stuff. The only bad thing is that you need to mount it. And the only thing we have down there to mount it is a light pole, and when I mentioned to Jerry,
Yeah,
he
we
said
don't have
absolutely
those light
not.
poles.
So I don't know where you can mount it.
Okay,
Like I said, the only options that we have is just don't do anything.
yeah.
But we know there's an issue. Go tell our parking, which is gonna make the business owners upset,
Four-way stop.
not top the hill.
Okay.
Mirror, I mean, you can't do
Yeah.
speed bumps, but
No,
there is an issue.
there is
The
something.
poles that I got for your radar signs and stuff, I was thinking that, because they're galvanized, I was thinking they were around $300 for both of them. So
I mean, they're just-
Yeah.
And the mirror is just gonna be you won't get a long distance, but luckily they're 25 through here.
Yeah, you get enough to see.
But I also want people just to rely on a mirror to try to look. So,
Okay. Well, we'll just have to keep working on it and see what we can come up with there. We do know there's an issue there.
yeah.
So, anything else? Okay, thank you. Christine,
Nothing else.
Bob,
Nothing else.
anybody out there? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to discuss, a bill for a sewer tap. I'm not saying that I don't believe I should pay anything. I do think that given the circumstances, the bill's a little unreasonable. I personally spent $2,000 on contractors due to a utility locate provided by the town and a map. So the sewer line does not exist.
This first, I don't know exactly where this is located or
On
what.
Pike Street,
on Pike Street.
He was
And we had
one of the
talked about
guys
it.
that
We had-
Didn't have a sewer tap.
Yeah.
We went up there with the maps that we had down here and recorded and located what we thought, and we were wrong. There was nothing that we ever found. It was $2,000, the guy dug across his yard and never found any pipe. So the town put a new one in to his house.
And the charges were what we actually paid.
which if the town would have said, oh, you don't have a sewer tap, I would have paid them the $2,000 to put in a line. Which I feel a utility should be aware of what they have in the ground.
So we made the error, is that what I'm
No.
hearing? No.
You guys located something that doesn't exist, that is in your system, which caused me to hire a contractor to attach to a pipe that ended up just being within 5 feet of the locate. It was a drainage tile. Then flooded my yard out. Which then my contractor was not allowed to do the tap because he wasn't Don Fleck. I still had to pay the contractor who did all the digging, which if the town did not make the mistake, I would not have paid. I mean, I would have paid the town to just do it.
Okay. But these are actual costs of our stuff. And flex.
I paid all those bills.
Okay, we've already paid him and now we're billing.
Now we're
Is that
billing
correct?
him for, and then there was a discount in there also that we had talked about that was approved by the
Not really
council.
a discount, but a refund on my sewer bill that went to not sewer.
Okay. And how much did you pay another contractor?
I have about 2,200 wrapped up in it between sewage solutions and Hunter hauling and excavation.
What is our policy usually on this? On
Policy as far as what,
the hookups and stuff?
there is, the ordinance reads that whatever the current cost is what the customer pays for a new tap or whatever you want to call it. There's no upcharge or anything like that, it's just whatever the cost is what the customer pays for a new tap.
And then there's no labor on
Tony's.
Tony or Damon.
I just think I wouldn't have spent, I wouldn't have $4,000 wrapped up in it, where I would have just had you guys do the tap if you'd been able to say, there is no tap.
How did this all come about, Tony?
Basically, they remodeled the house up there, I don't, know your address,
445 Pike Street.
and, they moved into it, well, they started having sewer issues. So we went up there, like I said, we've got hand-drawn pictures down there in the sewer plant, the file and stuff of everybody that's put their sewer mains in over the years. And we took the picture and went up there and we got our little witch sticks and walked through his yard and it coincided with the picture. So I said, the pipe's here. So he found it in his crawl space, hooked to, had Cooper Bosworth come out and run the camera down under there where they were having some issues with it. But they went ahead and hooked to it and it didn't work. So then he hired Hunter to come out and dig his yard up, found out the pipe went 5-10 feet out of the yard and just nothing, stopped. So Hunter dug across his yard where we thought everything was, still couldn't find anything.
And so you were trying to find it to fix it.
Yes, which I did not, I hooked up to it before I found out I had issues. I didn't have Cooper come out there and tell me I had issues and then hook up to it. I had him come out because I was having issues.
And then come to find out there was no hookup.
Not that anybody found.
That particular tile was a crawl space tile that was located.
And so then you, Tony, had the tap done and the hookup done.
Yes.
And that's what this bill is for.
And nothing against Hunter or anybody else and stuff, we just know that Tony Flex has done it for us multiple times. And we, I don't know, for lack of better words, I trust him to do it the way it should be done and stuff. And like I said, nothing against Hunter or anybody else. But it's just something that Bruce has always had in the past and stuff, that we always use Flex to do the taps under the mains and stuff, and that way we don't have any issues or anything else that somebody may try to do it differently.
Which I'd also like to add that, we are living paycheck to paycheck, and I cannot do a lump sum. If, forced to pay the full amount, it'll have to be in payments.
We would not do that. We do,
Then
we-
the second notice,
it is the second notice,
For a full amount.
but you didn't get a hold of me for the first time. If you would have called me the first time and you'd have told me that, I more than likely would have set you up on a 6-month. And I can do that easily. But that's what I was waiting on, and that's why I sent you the second notice, because I'd sent the first one like a month or two ago, and I didn't get any, as far as I know, I just didn't get anything back from you. So yes, absolutely, I can absolutely set it up on a 6-month. That's not even a problem. And if you think that you need more time, I'm sure that the council would approve me to give you even more time than 6 months. I'm willing to work it out in any way that makes it easy for you. And I know that there's people that live paycheck to paycheck. I've lived paycheck to paycheck also for many years. I don't now, but I did. So, and I will help you out in any way I can, in any way possible. I'm willing to, whatever makes it easy
Whatever
for them.
makes it easy on them. I mean,
I would
it's
absolutely,
one of those things that we have the ordinance and we have to follow it. Even any of us up here, it happened to us, we have to do it.
right.
So we definitely don't want this to put them in a bind.
No,
So whatever they can work out, let's make that happen.
So my ask, and I'm sure we'll say no, is that given the bizarre circumstances and the false information, I would like to just pay the tap fee.
Did you understand
mhm,
that?
I do.
$800.
Give us, I'll tell you what, I mean, this is the first I've even seen it, I mean, and I know it's well. I know. I mean, we have to be, we have to kind of follow our policies.
Right, and I understand that, respect that. But I also don't believe that a utility can locate private lines. And that's what the big root of the problem is the locate.
Our locate, our
But,
Your locate.
but it's not our responsibility on their side of the,
Right.
on their side of the tap.
property.
So that's
There's
where
not a
that comes
tap.
in. I'm sorry?
There wasn't a tap.
I know, but it's not our responsibility on the person's property. I'm just going by ordinance. That's all I'm saying. Can I,
Yes.
what's the amount on that?
Tap
Please.
fee.
No,
The
the,
total, $2,234.62.
go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
just doing this.
I think the best thing we're gonna have to do is leave it the way it is right now, and us as a town work with you on it as far as the financial part. And see where we go from there. Because we just can't really adjust everybody's, you know. So I'm sorry to have to say that.
Okay.
Gentlemen, anything?
And there'd be no interest
There's
on those payments.
No, absolutely none.
As a bystander here on this issue, so my understanding is the town took and said there is a hookup, and you took and hired a contractor to come out and dig up to hook it up,
Yes,
and after you paid him, you found out that the town lied to you.
yes.
And so then you had to turn around and pay the contractor, and then pay the town to give you what they said was already there.
Yes.
And then the town now is saying, there's nothing we can do to help you other than spread this out over a period of time.
Yes, so I remember during the last meeting that this was brought up, in my a couple meetings ago, Bob Ferguson said they at least have to pay the tap fee, and now he's going against what he said. I have it,
No.
I have it recorded on my phone. Okay,
That is the tap fee.
okay.
That is the whole thing is the tap fee.
Yeah, we don't have.
We don't just tap. The whole thing is the tap fee, and that's what I said was the tap fee. But the digging and all of that is part of the tap
That
fee.
is also like a law that we have to be tapped in, right? And we
It is.
But surely you had to have the property at some point, right?
What was the house, it's been there for a long time, what was it connected to before?
When we got the house, there was no sewer lines on the inside.
It was completely gutted.
The people who lived there prior to us, I do not know what they've done. I think it involved buckets in a garden. There was a 10-inch clay hole, which is what I snubbed my pump with my pipe into. I don't know if that was an old septic, or I assumed that it ran into the 5-inch clay that was referenced on the map that was provided to me.
When your mom and them lived there, did they have any issues with the septic?
No, they sold it back in 2016. I don't know.
Jason had mentioned it overflowing out of that pipe a couple times.
There's a lot of people discussing this issue.
We're gonna leave it as it is right now, okay? Work with Bob on the financial end of it, and they'll do everything we can to assist.
Are you going to authorize me to make the payments as long as I need to?
I think you should, yes,
Thank you.
as long as even, no matter how far out yet.
No far out, doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
whatever that they can afford, that's a system.
I'm all for that.
I plan to live here for at least 40 years.
If it takes 40 years, you know. Anybody else got anything? Sam?
Yes, I would like to ask the board that the liquor retail has, ordinance has been heard in September and October last 2 years. Right, so I would like the board to approve this ordinance because we have to go, business has to go, to get approvals from the county as well. We have a reading to attend with the county planning commission and the board of zoning appeals for the liquor store. So I believe that the attorney has presented the ordinance in September and October. So
It has been on the agenda and we've tabled it because of uncertainty around if there was still violations or not. That's been our main issue because there has been pushback against it, but there's been a lot of support like all the signatures that you had.
Uh-huh.
But we also want to make sure that everything is being done properly.
Yeah, and that's where I would like to help the board, like what does the board need to leave those violations?
Well, our next meeting will be December, is it December 8th?
No, it's December. Just a second, I'll tell you.
But hey,
December 8th, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it will be
Thank you.
finalized that day, that ordinance will be.
But as far as I understand, the ordinance is not for the particular business, it's for a.
Any,
Any, so
right?
why does
Christie?
that business being
Yeah.
targeted?
Yeah.
As a violation?
Mhm. I mean, there has been pushback within the community for it. And so a business that would be acquiring it, we want to make sure is following things properly.
Okay, so how does the business prove to the board that the business is doing everything they have been asked for?
I guess that there's no violations from the planning commission.
So the board will send out a letter to, send a letter to the black, to the planning commission, to see if there are any violations. Because I have a record that I got from my attorney that all the violations have been taken care of.
Okay. And if that would have been brought to a previous meeting, then we would have been able to move forward with that.
But we will act on it the night of December 8th.
Okay,
Okay, we will do that.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Gentlemen, do you have, anybody else anything out there? If not, meeting is adjourned at 7:52.